Let's look at another example where we can use that payment formula, and that's credit cards. So using a credit card is an example of an open-end installment loan, commonly called revolving credit. Credit card loans require users to make only a minimum monthly payment that depends on the unpaid balance and the interest rate. The interest on credit cards is actually computed using the simple interest formula, the I equals PRT. However, if you're using that I equals PRT formula, it takes a lot of different steps because of this revolving credit. You essentially have to calculate it and taking into account the number of days since you've last made a payment, the number of days since you last purchased something else, and how long that something is sitting on your credit card. So rather than looking at how to use that simple interest formula, we're going to look at what happens when you decide to stop spending money and just pay off your credit card. So if we look at this example, it says your credit card has a balance of $3,500 and an annual interest rate of 15.4%. You decide to pay off the balance over 4 years. If there are no further purchases charged to the card, how much must you pay each month, and how much total interest will you pay? So because we're not spending any more money, this essentially becomes just a normal loan with a slightly higher interest rate because it's a credit card. And so that means we can use our monthly payment formula or the amortized payment formula that we've been using. So if we look through this, they're telling us that the balance was $3,500. So that's the principal. That's how much money we've borrowed and need to pay back. We still need the R, the N, and the T. So they tell us it had an interest rate of 15.4%. We know we divide that by 100 to get it in decimal form, so that's 0.154. And we decided that we're going to pay it off over 4 years, so the time is 4. And notice we're paying each month, so our N is 12. So when I substitute into this formula, I'm going to have the 3,500 times 0.154 over 12, all over 1 minus 1 plus. That same fraction raised to the power of negative 12 times 4. I'll come over and plug that into the calculator, so I'm going to hit the fraction button. 3,500 times 0.154 divided by 12. Hit the right arrow and close my parentheses. Come down to the denominator. 1 minus 1 plus 0.154 divided by 12. Hit the right arrow, close those parentheses, raise it to a power, open parentheses, negative 12 times 4, close those parentheses and hit enter. So that gives us 98.11876,109. We'll round to the nearest cent. So we'll say that that monthly payment is going to be $98.12 if we want to pay this off in 4 years. Now, if we look at Part B, how much total interest will you pay? We can use that same interest formula we've talked about with our other monthly loan payments. So it's the payment times N times T minus the principal. So that monthly payment is $98.12. We paid every month for 4 years, and that principal amount we were trying to pay was $3,500. So we have 98.12 times 12 times 4 minus the 3,500, which tells us that in interest we'll end up paying $1,209.76.